100%. Why? There are two publishers and that was fake based on how the logo believe that it is real.
I didn't allow you to see it until just now.
What do you mean?
You'll soon understand. I'm going to release my Zanpakuto. Shatter Kyoka Suigetsu. This is my Zanpakuto. Kyoka Suigetsu. Its ability is perfect hypnosis.
The time has come to finally put an end to Jumpstar's ULTIMAX, the dumbest title I've ever heard in my life. Ever. And while we finally put an end to this fake leak, I'll take you to a journey of my long-form content creation to showcase to you how terrible misinformation, disinformation is, and why we should never, ever put things out that are not true for the sake of anything, entertainment-wise or anything. We are all about the real facts. Next on Fighting Facts. Let's get into it.
The next confirmation is only seconds away. Fighting Facts.
It's amazing to me. It's amazing that these little anime nerds, little Narutards, these mofos think they could ever fool me, Shintone. You can never fool me. You see, from the jump, I knew this is bullshit. I knew all along. I will be showing you how. But to think that these fools go behind in their little discords, their little twitters, and correlate such a hoax to the loyal anime fans, to think that they could do this type of misinformation and disinformation, and to keep it going for this long is it's pretty I wouldn't really say messed up as much as it's inaccurate. What do you hope to achieve by doing this? The troll? Really? The troll a whole bunch of people into getting excited over something that's actually worth getting excited about? To finally get a correlation, a collaboration of all our favorite manga anime from growing up until now. And to put out a fraudulent hoax. What do you hope to achieve? You see, I like to fight fire with fire sometimes. And that's what I've attempted to do, even though I kind of did it, as you will see. Today, we will end the Jumpstar's ULTIMAX discussion, and it will be no more after this very video. Now, back when I've started to hear the rumblings of the Jumpstar's ULTIMAX, it wasn't last year, it was most recently around May. All this talk of the 55th anniversary game started coming up, and of course that piqued my interest. And then we finally got the leaked screenshot that you see right here. And as soon as I saw this leak, I'm like, this is the fakest shit I've ever seen. For a couple of reasons. One, the title, Jumpstar's ULTIMAX, is the dumb fucking name. It is a dumbass name that makes no fucking sense. First of all, ULTIMAX isn't even a word. Oh, but we heard Persona 4 Arena ULTIMAX. That's the only game that ever used that title. And what is an ULTIMAX, really? Well, it's not even a real word. Maybe when you search it up, what would you really get? Some type of gun, weapon? Well, that's about it. It has never been used outside of Persona 4 Arena. And has never been propped up in any other way besides that game. So, for Japanese developers to use this title for a new Jump Stars seems very odd. Which it is, because it's bullshit. Also, usually the title represents promptly what you're getting into when you enter the game. The title is the title. It represents the entirety of the game within a few words. What the hell does Jump Stars ULTIMAX even fucking mean? I know what J Stars Victory Versus means. It means Jump Stars fighting each other to achieve victory. Versus. And correlates with the system they had in that game. I know what Jump Force means. Jump Force is the team put together to fight the evil forces to drive them out of the emerging real world and manga worlds. It's the Jump Force. What the hell does Jump Stars ULTIMAX mean? It don't mean shit, as you can say. So right then and there, I knew it was baloney. But I thought to myself, it could probably do real good numbers on YouTube. But then I thought to myself, would I really want to press a lie any further than it needs to be? It's bullshit. And then all of a sudden, I see all these YouTubers coming about and making these videos about it. Now here's the deal. I saw this as a strange opportunity to expose these morons in my own way. A strange opportunity for some unique content. So I did just that. I've asked, at this point, a question to my Twitter audience, which is always why it's always important to follow me on Twitter, on all my social medias that's available. Because what I do on social media will integrate with all my content creation throughout all my platforms, all the platforms. So it's always important to follow me on there. On Twitter, I asked a very specific question in May. Do you guys really want me to address Jump Stars ULTIMAX leak? Because I may have a difference in perspective that may change your mind. I have 4 options. Yes, tell me if it's real. No, it's fake as fuck. Only if you prove it's true and break down why it's false. Now this is all supremely calculated on my part, as this is the seed for my complete hypnosis. I knew that all you stupid motherfuckers would choose tell me if it's real. And right then and there, I knew it was game on. So, at that point, I then decided to do something innovative. I wanted to give you guys that real thing that I was talking about, that different perspective, but to ultimately put you guys under a hypnosis that I could possibly believe this shit being true. Now, throughout this video thread breakdown, I've covered a few points. And I've laced out specifically in those threads my actual real thoughts throughout it. Until the very end, where I said I think it's real. So of course I also admitted in that very thread, one of the phases of the videos, that since you guys voted for me, yes, tell me if it's real, I put it on the thumbnail. But I've also pointed out something very interesting right after that, to give you guys a hint of what my intentions were in making that thread. I've mentioned the fact that nobody noticed that Aizen was on the cover of my video threads, right behind the text that said the leak is 100% real. I've actually shouted out, no one commented, no one questioned it at all why I even pointed this out, because you guys were caught in my hypnosis. Yes, my Zengetsu. In that Zengetsu, I explained a few things. One, I explained the possibility of co-publishing and how, if to make this make sense of that different perspective, to give you guys into the idea that this could be true, and also let the potential leakers know this too, that this could be a thing that could be happening and how it could work. Now, anybody who knew what they were talking about, and they should have called me out, and I left it open for it, but no one did it, they would have immediately knew that there's no real example of this happening when it comes to video games, unless I'm mistaken. But trust me, I did the research. This technically doesn't even make sense at all. And you could say that this particular experiment, this hypnosis, was me doing my part in the disinformation. But you see, I made this so people can call this out. Now, I did say I would entertain it and see how it could happen. Give you the different perspective, hence the hypnosis. No one called this out for being complete bullshit, and this cannot happen. I will then go on to give you guys an actual legitimately researched timeline of Shonen Jump related video games. Of course, now has to be updated a little bit, with the possibility of showing you guys, once again, trapping you in my hypnosis, that this could be real, even though I know it's bullshit. Of Jumpstar's ULTIMAX being potentially released, and how CyberConnect 2 could be involved, because he had 3 studios, which is now, Montreal's now closing and is going to Osaka in Japan. That is actually a real fact. Last but not least, I will tell you guys about the leaks by Standing Up You, which is complete bullshit. And then I will confirm, at least say, that I believe it's real, which is bullshit. See, my purpose was to capture you guys in my hypnosis. And for a moment, I think it did work. I've seen some of you mofos who secretly hate me and follow me, saying that you think it's real because of what I pointed out. Fell right into my trap. And you know what I laid the trap for, really? Those fake ass leakers. Now we continue. We continue on to the next leak. Now this is something I saw immediately. This is supposed to be another leak of the trailer. Looks like Gear 5 Luffy versus Don Patch from Bobo Bowl. Now, if you guys don't know, I don't give a fuck about what you guys think. This is a trap. Why the fuck would I care what you guys think? I would tell you what I think. And then that's it. Okay, but for real. I knew for a fact this wasn't Don Patch. In fact, the moment I looked at this leak that I already knew was bullshit, I knew it was modded footage from Jump Force. That is literally on the left. Gear 5 Luffy modded in Jump Force versus Barren Mode Naruto modded in Jump Force. It was completely fake. And they could have made it more obvious. And I'm glad people realized it was Gear 5 Luffy versus Barren Mode Naruto. And there's a lot more inconsistencies here too. A lot more inconsistencies. It's actually quite funny how inconsistent these fake ass hoax motherfuckers are. My friend made it, sure, but your friend's a dumbass. Alright? And they let it continue on. And they let it continue on, and I knew I had to play. I had to play with this some more. And really stick it to them. So at this point, you guys may think, oh, I believe this now. Even though I don't. Here's my final trap I laid. Get these motherfuckers to finally just come out and say this shit's fucking fake. I laid out the 55th anniversary logo, which has since then been revealed. And I deliberately told you guys to now we wait for the answer. Is Jumpstar's ULTIMAX real? Now beware of any leak that has this logo. This was a trap. This was bait. Because I then knew that these clout chasing pieces of shit that still continuing on with this damn hoax, getting people's hopes up, would eventually fall for my fucking trap, and they did. They couldn't resist but to put the 55th anniversary logo right after I mentioned it on the fucking screen for the supposed Game Pass. First of all, why the fuck would you put such a high stakes game like this that's not first party on a fucking Game Pass? That doesn't make any fucking sense. This right here exposed them absolutely, which is something I already knew, that they were bullshitting. And I knew these motherfuckers followed me. I gathered them in. Boom. Just like that. And now let's finally end complete bullshit. This Jumpstar's ULTIMAX bullshit. And talk about the biggest inconsistency there was. And the biggest inconsistency these motherfuckers had that everybody should have noticed is this. Now, once this started going around, they had two different versions of the logo. Remember, I thought this was bullshit from the jump. But at some point, I thought that most people would start realizing this is complete bullshit when this happened. Two different versions of the logo. And they claimed, whoever they are, the hoax motherfuckers. They claimed that whatever was in the trailer of the screenshot was not the final version of the logo. And they would update it later. If that was the case, if they had that much access to that information, where's the Japanese logo? Where's the Japanese logo? Where's the Japanese screenshot trailer? You see where I'm coming from? That's the biggest inconsistency. If you had that much, if you were that close to that assets, those assets, to the point where you would get that, like, you gotta understand, logos are made very early. Very early. Because it's part of the title. If you were that close to having an asset, you would have the Japanese version as well. But they didn't. I know you could probably even mention the point, well, that could be the Japanese logo. No. You would have the Japanese screenshot too. You see, that was the biggest inconsistency. And that right there should have told everybody this was complete bullshit. You would have that much close access to development. Yeah, okay. Fuck off right there. Real talk. So, let's address our final addresses that should have immediately told you this is bullshit. And I pointed this out in my hypnosis that it was very interesting and important. I even pointed out this is important, but I left it at that point. This Senkobu dumbass stated English and Japanese voice options. How the fuck would that work? Tell me, how would that work? Immediately, when I read that, I knew it was bullshit. How would that work? How? You know how licensing works, right? It's funny enough that I mentioned that because in our live stream, we will talk about the live stream version of this topic, which should be right here in the corner of this point in the video. If not, it doesn't exist yet, but it will be there. When you see it, we'll discuss licensing. The whole English voice option. You know how much correlation you would have to do to get the English voices of all these different companies and animation studios? No, you don't. That's not gonna fucking happen. It's not gonna happen that fast. If that does happen, it's not gonna happen off the fucking rip. There's no way. No fucking way. That was immediate bullshit. Let's go. Let's really address the roster this time. It's funny. It's so funny to me that these morons really believe that they will put this much Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto characters and not put them for DLC for sale. It's amazing to me. For real? All these fucking Naruto characters, Dragon Ball, and One Piece. Doflamingo, I love Doflamingo. I really do like him as a villain. But really? Come on now. Easy DLC. Crocodile? No. Ace? Fuck out of here. Fuck Ace. Get him out of here. He's not gonna be in a base fucking roster, bro. I can understand all Straw Hats, as all Straw Hats have been in a crossover game before. But for real? Shanks? I can understand Shanks too. Especially as time goes on, we'll probably add more movesets to him. But some of these choices just does not make no fucking sense. Jiraiya, Toby, who else? Sanade, Orochimaru, and this one especially, fucking Nenji and Shikamaru. What the fuck is wrong with you? Shisui? You guys are retarded for believing in this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, for real. Minato I can see, but everybody else doesn't make any sense. And then when we go to the Dragon Ball part, and I played around with this a little bit too. Now, Dragon Ball is at its point right now in time where the whole franchise is fucked up. So Dragon Ball, out of the One Piece and the Naruto roster, is the most believable because the whole canon is fucked up. They don't give a fuck about the canon no more. They don't give a shit. So actually seeing Bardock and Bulma be playable, some way, some form, Android 18 Beerus, ain't that too far-fetched. I'll give them that. But only because the franchise is some weird shit right now. Let's take a look at the other characters. Kenshiro Raoru. Where's no Kaio? I think it's time to get Kaio a chance this time around, right? Maybe some more of the brothers. You know, where maybe Jaggy, maybe Shin. You know, there's a whole license thing with that. Yusuke and Hiei. I can understand no Togoro, right? But let's be really honest. Let's be really honest. There'll be more Yu Yu Hakusho characters than that. Toriko, you're tripping, motherfucker. You are tripping. Toriko, are you fucking out of your mind? Let's see what else. Koro Sensei and I don't even Assassination Classroom, really? Fuck out of here. No way. Hasn't been relevant in motherfucking years. Who else? And we got some Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. Psyche K. When was the last time Psyche K's been fucking relevant? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are out of your fucking mind? Let's see here. Gintoki, Gintama. Are you fucking serious? No. No. See, Bobobo and Don Patch, they have both been separately playable before. And if you actually know about Bobobo, you would know Don Patch being separately playable makes sense. It does. And we have some Hinata, some soccer bullshit. Alan Walker, that's funny, bro. You're hilarious. And I know for the next thing I'm about to say, you might not like it, but Black Clover will probably get jack shit in the next crossover game. They're gonna get nothing. And that's a franchise issue as well. With that we could discuss. This whole roster is complete bullshit. And Boruto, counting as his own series, complete bullshit. Boruto's the Naruto franchise, no matter what you want to say. It's essentially Dragon Ball GT to Dragon Ball Z. It's essentially what it is. And we have to acknowledge that for what it is. It may be a different license, sure, but so is Dragon Ball Super. Different types of licenses for different things. But it's still under the Dragon Ball label. Let's put an end to this shit. Now, you motherfuckers think you could fool me. You didn't fool me. You never did. And all you fake ass other motherfuckers that started this hoax, you should be ashamed of yourself. You really should be. For giving people's hopes up like this. Now, I really do hope that Shonen Jump, Bandai Namco, and if Shueisha is involved in any way, Shueisha Games that is, I really hope we do get a crossover game coming out soon. It's going to be worth it. And it's going to be good. And we're going to do a live stream talking about, like I said earlier, which should be linked somewhere. If it's done. When it's done. But that's the end. This is the end of the Jump Stars ULTIMAX bullshit. And it's over for good. Bury it. Let it die. Till next confirmation, guys. I'll be seeing you. Peace.